Hey guys, today I will be reading you Rules of the Beyond. And yeah, so let's start with the first page. It's away. Before she felt even the first twinge in her belly, the she-wolf set out to find a remote birthing den. She knew somehow that this birth would not be the same as the others. She had been traveling for days now, and she could sense her time was near. So far, she had been seen nothing that would serve as a den. There were several shallow pits, but those wouldn't do. Pits offered no shelter, and though it was almost spring, the weather could turn treacherous in a flash. That's all.
What are you doing?
The pups could freeze. The sound of their fresh hearts beating so fiercely would grow dim under a thin glaze of ice until their hearts stopped. And there was only silence. This had happened before to the she-wolf. She had licked those 3 pups until her tongue was dry and bleeding from the cold shards, but she had not been able to keep up with the ice. Anyway, this was her 3rd litter, and this time she knew she had to get far away from the pack, away from the clan, away from her mate, and most of all, away from the obey. Finally, on the night of the 5th rising moon that now hung like an ice blade low on the horizon, she found a crevice under a rock ledge. She smelled it before she saw it. The scent of fox was distinct. She hoped it wasn't a whelping den, just the fox, dear Lupus. She sent up a silent prayer. She did not want to contend with fox kids, and it had been just a fox waiting to give birth. The mule routed her and took the den, settling in for her time. The fox smell lingered, but she thought it would provide another layer of concealing scent. She rolled in the scat that she found nearby and then snorted to herself as she imagined what her pups would think of their mum. No matter, they would live, and if need to be, live away from the clan. Then they came 3 pups, 2 tawny like their father, the other silvery gray. They were perfect in her eyes, indeed. It took her a while to discover the one little flaw on the silver pup, a slight splay on his front paw. When the she-wolf examined it more closely, she saw that this paw had a dim tracery of a spiral, like a swirled star, on its foot pad. It was odd, but certainly not different. Okay, I'll be right back, guys, okay? So, hold on. to where we were. And she told herself the display of that paw was minor. He was not Malkud, the ancient wolf word for cursed. It was such a slight flaw, and she had hoped that display might lessen in the days that followed. The toes that pointed out might rotate back, and the tracery was so dim it wouldn't leave print even in soft mud. The silver pup was strong. She could tell by the way he sucked on her teeth. Still, she was glad she had taken the precaution of finding a birthing den far away. She dragged the pups one by one into the deeper recesses of the crevice, which thankfully had 2 or 3 tunnels that extended into a nesting chamber. Here, she planned to stay wrapped around her pups for several days, nursing them in the quiet darkness as long as she could. She knew that soon enough they would become restless, and when their eyes finally opened, they would seek that pale thread of light that gleamed feebly at the den's opening, drawn to it as strongly as they were drawn to the milk from their whatever. As strongly as they would later be by the scent of meat, but if they could remain concealed, they would survive, and the pup would grow stronger and stronger so that the threat of the bee would begin to fade like an old scent mark scored away by wind and rain and snow. I'll be right back again. I need to do something. You ready to continue, guys? Alright. The she-wolf would have only a few hours for such fanciful thinking. In a world that to any other wolf might appear trackless, Shaban, the Obi of the MacDuncan clan, had found the Obi was the female wolf in each clan designated to carry deformed pups out of the whelping den to a place of abandonment. Only barren she-wolves were eligible, since such wolves were assumed not to have developed maternal instincts with no blood offspring. Obis were devoted entirely to the well-being of the clan, which could not be healthy and strong if defective wolves were born into it. The rules were precise. That the deformed or sick pup was to be removed by the OB and carried to a remote spot where it would be left to die of starvation or be eaten by another animal. Of course, if the pup somehow managed to survive, it was permitted back into the clan as a gnaw wolf and became the lowest ranking wolf in the clan, and Malkud's mother was never welcomed back. The clan must be rid of her and her mate, who had contaminated the bloodlines if they were to survive. They must separate and seek new lives in different clans, for they were deemed to have destinies marked by light that might be set right only by finding new bloodlines. Well, Shaban had learned to become suspicious when a pregnant female about to give birth went bailing, which meant deeply away. She was an inexperienced Obey and was not fooled long by the tricks of the she-wolf Morag. Shaban had to admit that Morag was more true than the most in covering her tracks. Morag had not urinated except in streams or the ice-free parts of the river. She had left no scent marks to declare her territories. The average wolf would not have noticed the clues to the desperate mother's flight. But Shaban was no ordinary wolf. Nor was she an ordinary Obey. She found the subtlest of traces. A tuft of silver fur caught on some thistle. Scratch marks on a rock that had served as a foothold when Morag crossed the stream. A slight whiff, a sent message, perhaps. Not from Morag, but another, to Shaban. It flared up like a signpost. The message was clear. My territory, first lay in attention of the McDermott clan. A response to an outsider veering too close to McDermott land. So the thought, Shaban, Morag has crossed the McDermott border. Daring. Then there was a scent of fox, but not pure fox. Shaban took her head warily. That's all I'm going to read you for today. Okay, guys? I'll read you some when it's actually morning. Okay? Have fun, guys, and don't talk to strangers. And just know that you're a good person. And so, just be yourself. You know what I mean? It's great to be yourself. So, I'll see you guys